Democrats are now sinking to all-time lows to make it appear as though Trump is hurting the American people, when in fact it is their actions that are responsible for it. High-level Democrats are holding the government hostage in an attempt to force their will on the American people. A short-term funding measure needs to pass through the Senate, and Democrats have vowed to shut down the government if the measure cuts funding to Planned Parenthood or includes funding for the border wall. If the government shuts down, everything ceases, including benefit payouts to our elderly in the form of Social Security checks. If they put those poison pill amendments in and try to shove them down the American people's throats, of course they might be responsible for shutting the government down, howled Chuck Schumer earlier this month, via the Daily Caller. Here it is in the Democrats' own words: they admit they will be the ones shutting down the government, and they will blame President Trump. Leave it to Chuck Schumer to act like a weasel while bending reality to fit the will of his party. Nothing is being shoved down our throats. President Trump won the election. We the people voted for a wall and to cut funding for places like Planned Parenthood. It is the Democrats who are subverting the will of the American people, not Trump. This, my friends, is what is known as spinning. Dems are already laying the roots of their lie, kind of like an "I told you so" to make themselves out to be the martyr. These hyper-partisan times are presenting a significant challenge for Trump because any Dem not voting on party lines stands to be ostracized from the party, losing its support for the next election. So, they are going to choose their own paycheck over that of the will and needs of the people. The result of this is that once again, nothing will get done in our government because the elites will continue to tie things up and frustrate our sitting president. Then, if he takes matters into his own hands and issues an executive order, they will criticize him for doing that. Trump wants to get things done, whereas the left elites are more than happy to tread water for another 4 years. While President Trump is very effective at talking to the American people directly, it will be difficult for him to combat the entire media in the face of a government furlough. His early supporters understand the truth, but a lot of Americans still erroneously receive their news from the liberal mainstream media. I think we should call Schumer on his bluff. Essential government services will remain in operation, and the people will realize the tiny impact the massive federal government has on our lives. Once it becomes blatantly obvious that life goes on with minimal government intervention, it will be much easier to cut funding and scale back the Leviathan. Chuck Schumer is playing with fire. His is the party of big government, and he is threatening us with eliminating it. We should call his bluff, take the temporary hit, and let the federal level melt away. Do you think we should let the government shut down? Please share this story on Facebook and tell us because we want to hear your voice. What do you think? Scroll down to comment below. Sources News helped contribute to this report. It's News Exposed signing off.